Okay, so I talked about when Guru came to do the Albert Hall and then Oxford and Cambridge and so on, and my mum said we were going to come down. So we arranged. I talked with one of the disciples in London, and they arranged for a place for us to stay. And then we also, we were connected to a couple of disciples. But when we arrived there, the first time we arrived there, we were told that Guru was at some meeting near Westminster in London, and that he was going to be lifting he was going to be doing a lifting thing, lifting up the world thing, with maybe some politician or some government official or something like that. So we were given the address and we went there. But when we got there, it had already finished, essentially. But we walked in, actually, I think maybe one of the New York disciples was there and saw us and said, "Oh, Guru's still here," to go in. So I went in, and of course, Guru, as soon as he saw us, and he knew and recognized my mother, again, he invited us to come and have a picture taken. So we had a picture taken together, and Guru knew that we were there. And on a separate occasion, when I had also gone, I think before the first Albert Hall concert, I had been with my family, and then I took a bus, I think, down to London, and then I went to a sort of location where I knew that the visiting disciples would be staying. So I went in that kind of area, and someone said that Guru was in a different place, and that everyone would get together at Albert Hall a few hours before the concert, and so I had the opportunity to do that. So I just went for a walk, and I'm walking along, and then suddenly I see in front of this restaurant, and I think it's possibly an Indian restaurant, I see the car that would be driving Guru around with the London disciple. And all of a sudden, out walked Guru and all. And Guru saw me, obviously, again, And the thing was, as I said, whenever you recognize someone from New York, he was always really happy to see us. And so first of all, he was just really happy to see me. And then it turns out that in the morning, he had met with this Scottish runner, this ultra runner that I mentioned before, that had the 100-mile record for ultra running, and he said, and it was funny because he said, "Oh, I met with Don," and he asked, "How is Chanakya?" So Guru said, so it was kind of funny for how that someone was asking Guru how I was. So I thought that was really, really funny. And then again, this was the first concert that Guru gave at the Albert Hall. And being as I was sort of, again, a visiting disciple from New York, I did my usual duty and I actually guarded Guru's room in the Albert Hall and didn't actually go and see any of the concert. I actually got to see video of it later and talk with some of the UK disciples as to how it was. But as I said, that was very often, I always felt like I was doing my service, to doing my duty, and by that way, I remember once one of the guards that had to be not in a function had an opportunity to ask a question of Guru one time that he felt sad that he didn't get to meditate with Guru, and Guru said, "When you're doing duty, I am meditating for you." So I've always felt that that's the whole thing, is to do my service, to be grateful for my service, and by doing my duty that I'm doing the right thing, and inwardly or wherever, the Guru's taking care of my spiritual life.